everyone, I'm Kat. I'm a coach and the co-owner of Session Training in Brooklyn. This is Good Moves with Well+Good. We're gonna go through a full body, low impact strength workout. All you need is a set of dumbbells, just a moderate weight, but you can also do everything completely body weight or even with just one weight. Before we get into our formats and our movements, I'll take you through a quick warm up just to turn all the muscles on. All right, so we'll get started with knee hugs, just hugging your knee into your chest. Pause, find your balance on that leg before you take it to the next side. So trying not to round forward through the shoulders, keeping the chest proud. You'll feel a little bit of release in the hip and in your glutes. We'll take one more on each side. Awesome, shake it out. We'll take it to an overhead squat next. So feet are about shoulder width distance. You'll sink the hips down and back, and as you do, the arms come up overhead, trying not to round the shoulders forward, and then drive through the heels to stand. Just a few reps here. Keep the weight in your heels, starting to wake up the upper back, the core, your lower body. Inhale as you lower, exhale to stand for 3, 2, and 1. We'll take it to a hinge next. We do have a deadlift variation today, so let's prime the glutes and the hamstrings. We'll go hand over hand in between the thighs. Feet are shoulder width apart. Push the hips back, feel a stretch in the hamstrings. Once your hands just get past your knees, drive through the heels and stand tall. So as we reach the hands down, making sure we're not rounding the shoulders forward. So you'll start to feel the back turn on. Glutes and core are firing as well. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. All right, we'll finish it out with a reverse lunge. We'll just stay on one side, step one foot back, both knees drop to 90, and then push to the heel of your front foot to bring it back up. We'll just take that, about 5 reps in total on this side, finding our stability at the bottom first. All right, let's get 2 more reps, and then we'll switch, we'll even it out. Step back, both knees drop to 90, that knee just tracks over your middle toe. Keep the weight in the heel of your front foot. 3 more reps. Last 2. And 1. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Our format today, we have 2 working sets, 3 exercises in each one. Our work time is 50 seconds of work, 15 seconds to rest, going 2 times through. We have some single-sided components, so at the halfway point, we will switch. All you need is a matching set of dumbbells, a moderate weight. You can also use 1 dumbbell or even do all of these movements completely body weight. All right, let's get started. We're gonna start with an alternating curl to overhead press from a tall kneeling position. So both knees are planted. You can fold your mat in half or kneel down on a pillow or a towel. We'll start with the dumbbells on either side of you. You'll rotate the palm, perform the curl, ending with the bell at your chest level. Rotate the palm to neutral. Exhale, push up overhead, bicep by the ear, lower back down the same way you come up. We'll go ahead and just switch. So we're alternating, rotate, curl to isolate the bicep, brace your core, engage your glute to help you to press overhead. Nice slow lower so you're moving with control as you reset. All right, so we're not moving with momentum. Try not to swing the bell. All strength here. Let that strength come from the bicep as you curl. Core and glutes are engaged to support you so that you're not swinging. Same thing with your press. Isolate in the shoulders and the upper back. Awesome, let's get 1 more on each side. We'll finish it out in 3, 2, 1. All right, we are gonna use the dumbbells again for your next exercise. We have a front racked squat. You're also welcome to just use 1 dumbbell or even take this body weight. All right, so we'll take the dumbbells. Maybe we practice performing it clean to zip the bells up to that rack position. They can just rest on the shoulders. Feet are shoulder width apart. We're gonna sink the hips down and back, aiming to get your thighs parallel to the floor. Complete the squat as you drive through the heels and stand. So as we lower, we're really working hard to not let the shoulders round forward. That's why we have the weights racked in the front, so you might feel your core working a little bit more here. And you're breathing, think inhale as you lower. Exhale like you're coming up out of water. And again, that option, you can always drop to 1 weight and just hold it, same idea, front racked just in front of the chest if you want just a little bit less load. You want your knees to just track straight over your middle toes. And making sure we're not coming onto the toes. We want to stay on the heels for 3, 2, 1. All right, for this last one, you just need 1 dumbbell. We're gonna switch sides at the halfway point. We have a split stance Romanian deadlift into a row. It's a bit of a 2-part exercise. We'll start with a staggered stance. So feet are shoulder width apart, stack 1 toe to line up with the back heel, or the front heel, and then your weight is in the same side as the leg that's back. You'll take the deadlift first, push the hips back, trace the bell outside the front leg. Once you get about mid-shin, we're gonna take the row, drive the elbow past your torso, bell to the hip, extend the arm, and then complete the deadlift to stand. So your working leg is your front leg. You'll feel the hamstring lengthen. Pause, strong core, strong glutes. Exhale, pull, drive the elbow past your torso, re-extend the arm, then stand. Let's get one more on this side before we switch. Awesome, we'll go ahead and take that to the other side. Again, toe lines up with the heel, back heel is off the floor. You'll hinge, shoulders stay squared off to the floor, same thing as your hips. And then again, think about stamping through the heel of your front foot so you really feel that movement come through the glutes and the hamstrings. For 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna do all those 3 one more time. Adjust as you need to adjust. Also give you an option here for that curl to press if you want a little bit less weight. All right, grab your weights if you're using them. 3, 2, 1. All right, here's your option. Just hold on to 1 dumbbell long ways, perform the curl with both arms, and then press up overhead. Moving with control to lower and bring it back again, not swinging as you curl. All right, so hips stay forward. You can always tuck the toes to support you. I'm gonna take it back to alternating now. Focusing on unilateral strength, evening out one side at a time. Every time we curl, making sure, again, we're not swinging, so brace the core. Again, strong core as you press overhead so the rib cage doesn't flare open. All right, let's get one more on each side. Strong finish to this one. 3, 2, and 1. All right, drop your weights if you need to. Just take a little moment to shake out in the wrists. Lots of gripping here, so you might be feeling tension in the forearm, so just shake it out if you need to in between exercises. And then we'll get set up for your front squat, whether you're taking it body weight with 1 dumbbell or both. We're there in 3, 2, 1. Strong rack position, chest is proud, feet are shoulder width apart. Slow on the eccentric. We want to focus on control on your lower and bringing it back to your breath. Remember, we're working on strength here, so you don't need to go 1,000,000 miles a minute to get a lot of reps in. Think around 8 to 10 within this time. Where you're looking also has a lot to do with where your shoulders are gonna be. So if you're looking down, you might be rounding your shoulders forward. So find something that's in your eye line, focus on it there so that we keep the chest proud. And if you had a logo on your shirt and a mirror in front of you, you'd want to be able to see it. Here for 3, 2, 1. All right, drop 1 weight. We'll take it to that split stance, RDL, short for Romanian deadlift, to your row. Choose a side to start on, take that staggered stance, back heel off the floor. Hips go back, take your inhale, pause once you found your end range, use your exhale, then bell to the hip, elbow past the torso, reset, complete the deadlift. Remember that front leg is gonna be your working leg, so you feel the glutes, the hamstrings start to light up in that hinge position. Taking 1 more on this side. All right, we'll reset and then we'll switch. And notice that my opposite arm is out. I like to kind of use that as a little bit of counterbalance. You can find what works for you. You're always welcome to place the hand on the thigh if that supports you in that hinge position to perform a strong row. Let's get 2 more reps. Almost there, almost done with this one. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right. Shake it out. Take a moment, drop your weights. As you can see, I'm putting in some work. I'm sweating already. Just take a moment, grab a sip of water, and we'll get into our next set. All right, our second set, same timing, same format. We got 3 movements. let's get started. Our first one, we have a split squat. We're gonna start with a suitcase grip with both of our dumbbells. So we'll take a bit of a staggered stance, wider than that split stance deadlift, so that when you squat, both knees drop to 90 degrees at the bottom. So we're primarily working the front leg. You wanna think just straight down like you're going down an elevator, and then push through the front heel to bring yourself back up to stand. Now your core, your upper body, and just nice and stable here to support your lower body in this movement. Let's go ahead and switch that same staggered stance. And it's all right is when you drop down, the back knee hits the floor, just let it tap. That'll kind of let you know where your end range of motion is. And if the double weights is a lot, you can always just hold on to one weight in a goblet grip at the center of your chest. Let's get one more rep. Awesome. Next exercise, we just need one dumbbell. So you can just pop that to the side. We have a glute bridge to pull over. So a little bit more in the glutes and hamstrings and integrating your upper back. All right, just one dumbbell at the chest, lower down with control, and then bring the bell right in line with the chest with the arms straightened out. Knees are bent, feet are planted. We'll start with the bridge. Push the hips up by driving through the heels. Once we're at the top of the bridge, we add in the pullover. Keeping the arms straightened out, you're gonna bring the bell overhead with control. It just hovers above the floor. Then use your lats to pull it back over, engaging the glutes and core, and then lower the hips down to reset for your next rep. Think exhale, bridge, strong core, strong glutes to support your upper back. To reach over, feel a slight stretch in the chest, pull it back in line with the chest, and then lower down. You can take that at your own pace now. I'll give you an option here. You can always do this one body weight, or take the bridge first, lower the hips, and then add in the pullover. Just break that one down a little bit. Let's get one more rep in. All right, then lower down with control, bring the bell to the chest, and then set yourself up. We'll finish with an offset march, one of my favorite core exercises. Any march variation is great to work on posture and strengthen your core. Our offset grip, we're gonna have one weight racked and one in a suitcase grip. Two grips you've already seen today. All right, so we're gonna march in place. So flexing through the hip, driving the knee to a 90-degree angle, find your stability on the standing leg, and then reset for your next step. So again, making sure your chest is proud, shoulders aren't rounding forward, and we're not rocking from side to side with every step. I'm thinking about triple flexion here. We like to say triple flexion through the hip, through the knee, and through the ankle. We'll go ahead and switch the grip now. So just rack the other side, keep the suitcase grip. Option here, you can always ditch the suitcase grip and take it to that racked grip so that you just have one weight instead of two. Awesome, just a few more steps. Squeeze the inner thigh to help you to stabilize. 3, 2, 1. Woo. All right, again, if you need to drop the weights, take a moment, shake it out for your forearms, lots of different grips. We'll take it straight back to the top for our split squat. All right, I'll show you a different setup if it helps you. Start from half kneeling. All right, so the back toe is tucked, the weight is in your front foot, both knees are at a 90-degree angle, and then you bring yourself up to stand. That way, if you're feeling any imbalance in the hip or the knee, you know that you have that nice alignment there. It's a good reset if you start from the bottom. You're breathing here, inhale, lower, exhale, push away from the floor. Let's get one more on this side, and then we'll switch. You should feel the quad, the glute of the front leg, really working to lower with control and then push. Almost there, just 2 more reps. Last one. All right, drop one weight and we'll lower down with control for that glute bridge to pull over. Start with the bell at the chest, lower down first, and then set yourself up safely by pressing the bell in line with the chest. Here we go. Drive the hips up, we bridge, pull it over with control. Exhale, we pull in one piece, lower down with control. I always love to exaggerate my breathing a bit. It always helps to engage the correct muscles that you're working for a movement. So for this one, inhale as you lower the hips, exhale, as you drive the hips up. We take our inhale as we raise the bell overhead. Exhale as we pull. And then inhale as you lower. We'll take that just one more time. Strong core to support your glutes and hamstrings in your bridge. Use the lats, those muscles just underneath your shoulder blades to pull back over. Awesome, go ahead and lower it down. And we're gonna finish with our last exercise. We'll get into that offset rack march. Well, rack and suitcase. But again, if you wanna take it back a little bit, just focus on that racked hold. Let's go ahead, set our dumbbells up. 3, 2, 1. So just in this rack position, making sure we're not opening the elbow out. You wanna think forearm is in a straight line with your torso, elbow stays tucked close to your rib cage. Remember to pause throughout a second on every step. Awesome, let's get 2 more steps in before we switch our grip. All right, take a moment, shake it out, and then we'll switch. All right, keep one in the suitcase grip, rack the other side, and here we go. Remember, we're focusing on a couple things here. Core strength, stability through the lower body, and then through the upper back. We're trying not to let one side fall to the other side. So your shoulders need to stay nice and stable. Awesome, we'll just get a few more steps on this side, making sure your forearm stays right in line with your torso as you hold this rack grip. Let's go ahead and switch. Bring the bell up, just let that opposite arm relax. So we're not letting the elbow flare out to the side, just keep it right tucked close to your rib cage. All right, almost there, y'all. We got 10 more seconds, breathe through it. A few more steps. Last 3, 2, last step, and 1. Awesome job, y'all. Go ahead and just drop the weights down for a moment. Shake it out in your wrist since we did practice a couple different grips. We'll get into a little bit of a cool down. We'll cool down standing. So we'll start with a hinge. So 1 foot forward, plant the heel into the ground, and we'll push the hips back. Reach for your toe or for your shin. You can support yourself on your opposite thigh. Just pushing the hips back. Feel that stretch go through the calf, through the hamstrings. Awesome, same leg, we'll take it to a quad pull. Just static, holding your heel to your glute. Core is braced. Reach the arm forward, and we'll add a hinge. We'll get into the hip flexors and into your quad. Great, we'll bring it back. We'll do that same thing on the other side. Heel into the floor, hips go back, reach for your toe or your shin. Again, support yourself on your opposite thigh. Great, we'll take it to the quad pull on the other side. Same idea. Heel to glute, strong core, reach the arm forward, and then we'll add in that hinge. For 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Meet me seated now. We'll take it to a figure 4 just from seated. Ankle over the top of the opposite knee. You can step the foot back. If you step it back, it's a little bit more intense here. Just use your hands behind you to support you. You can always step it forward if you want a little bit less. Feel that stretch in the glutes and in your hip. Okay, we'll take that to the other side. Flexing through the ankle just to support your joints. Maybe adding a sway here for 3, 2, 1. Last thing we'll do, we'll get into a lat stretch. Just from tall kneeling, reaching the arms up overhead, grab onto your right wrist with your left hand. Reach up first and then over to the side. Feel a nice stretch for your lats, for your shoulders. Bring it back to center. We'll switch the grip, reach up and then over. You can push your hips to the side as well. Then bring it back, just a few shoulder shrugs to get into the chest. And that is all I have for y'all. Awesome, awesome job. Again, this was low impact, full body strength. My name's Kat. This is Good Moves with Well+Good. If you want more videos like this, subscribe below.